Since 1993, Power Rangers has been balling on a budget, and Once and Always is balling on a budget. This isn't some giant budget project where they're funneling in millions of dollars to blow this thing up and make it look like the greatest Power Rangers thing of all time. I still think it's going to be great, but they are taking a small gamble, in the words of Johnny Young Bosch. He said that this weekend at the C2E2 Power Rangers panel, and he did say that they're taking a small risk, but I believe it's going to pay off. The trailer has 4.5 million views on it, guys. That's pretty big. If you can generate half of that, 2 million viewers in the first week, that's pretty good, right? I do think that they are treating the former actors a lot better, hence why they got a bunch to come back for an actual special. We're gonna talk about this, break it down, hit that intro.
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
Since the beginning, Power Rangers has been a cheaper franchise and project overall, right? We are using clips from a show that is already made, so that saves you money. Most of the time, at least back in the day, they were using super young, inexperienced actors, meaning that they were being paid very little, and the show just had a cheaper vibe, but it was still so much fun and one of my favorite shows of all time. I loved this show. But with Once and Always, I think a lot of the fans are expecting this max budget project. I don't think so. I believe that this is a 55-minute episode of Power Rangers with today's tech. Even though this special is going to look amazing, it's going to be fun. I really like the way that they are going with this. I don't think it's going to look like the new Avatar movie or the new Star Wars movies, right? I think that this project is for the fans and targeted at some of the older fans who haven't watched Mighty Morphin in a while, trying to get you guys to check this out. And if you guys like this, they will be able to give you a part 2 and possibly throw some more money into it. You guys remember back in 1995 when we got the Power Rangers movie? They knew Power Rangers was going to sell no matter if that movie was good or bad, and the movie actually turned out pretty good, but I just remember for the 90s, it was top notch. They were spending a lot of money on the action sequences. I know those CGI scenes look horrible, but CGI in 1995 was very expensive. They were doing a bunch of stuff on that movie because they had a big budget, right? This is the opposite of that. Netflix almost sees this as a risk in the sense of, yes, we're going to throw some money at you and get this on the platform, but at the same time, they don't know if it's going to hit or not. The fans got to get behind this, and I'm hoping that Hasbro keeps up the promotion for Once and Always. What are we, like 12 days away? It is going down. And that brings me to my next point. I believe that the actors are not only getting paid more, but they are also being treated like human beings more. The homies at Legacy of Nerd did an interview with Karen Ashley not too long ago, and she talked about how her first offer, she got an offer for like a smaller part and a smaller amount of money, and she's like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. And then they called her back and said, hey, we really want you to come. You're gonna get paid the same as everybody else. And I don't even think that they have a full role compared to like Kat and Rocky, Billy, etc. like that. And that's the way it makes it seem in the trailer. It's not all like inside knowledge. In that whole trailer, we see all the other Rangers, but then you only see Adam and Aisha on a screen for like 3 seconds. So maybe they do have a smaller role, but they were able to pay them what they wanted to get them down there. That is a sign. Also, when I was looking up some of the Ranger actors recently, there are a few that are actually part of the union, which is huge because for years Power Rangers would never hire union actors. It was just a no-no because they had agreements and things that needed to be met, right? If you sign someone that's part of the union, they actually have some say into their contract, and they'll put some stipulations and stuff like that. Saban for a very long time was always looking for non-union actors to kind of exploit in a way. And I get both sides of the coin, but over time, I always believe if you're part of something and it is a #1 hit, yeah, you should take care of your people, right? That's just kind of a no-brainer. If you're making $1 billion off of Power Rangers, at one point Saban was, maybe he should have paid some of those guys and maybe had a little bit better of a camaraderie and a crew, because for years we heard about how crazy Power Rangers was and how there was a lot of turbulence on a lot of seasons because of how they were paid and stuff like that. I think Hasbro is treating these actors better, at least what it seems from the surface. There are always things that you hear, a few years later, but I believe that Saban was the center of a lot of problems with Power Rangers towards the end of the Neo-Saban era, and I think a lot of actors and actresses were fed up. I'm not saying that Hasbro is much better, but for when I heard anyways, that it was never about the money with a lot of people because they had more money than Saban. Gotta remember, Hasbro is a way bigger company. Like, they're able to cut some checks and it not affect them comparable to Saban, because all Saban had was the damn Power Rangers and some other brands, but really Power Rangers was #1. With Hasbro, this is not the #1 brand, and that's something that I do like about it. There are some cons to it because it's not the #1 brand. It doesn't always get the most attention compared to Transformers or G.I. Joe or like My Little Pony or something like that. But at the same time, we're not forcing Power Rangers to be the #1 option every year and it fail, and then there goes our company and we have to sell it, right? Power Rangers is more stable than it's ever been on the market. I can promise you that. From a business standpoint, it's a lot more stable than it was with Neo-Saban. They had to chuck out all those toys, and so many Power Ranger toys ended up in the clearance rack under Neo-Saban era. Hasbro, I barely ever see any toys in the clearance. I know lately we have seen those Blue Centaurians and in space things, but besides that, anytime I look at the clearance, mostly I never see Power Rangers, but if I do, it will be like a pink or a yellow. But it's been a minute, man, because fans like to buy those up. But back to the original point, this isn't going to be a $100 million blockbuster project, but I believe with these producers, with this cast, the writers, they're going to put something together special for the fans. And I just kind of wanted to make a video and talk about it because Power Rangers never had a big budget. I've saw some reviews saying, oh, this looks like it's straight out of the 90s. They didn't put any production or budget into it. And you know what? They did what they could. That doesn't make or break a show. Is it good? If it's good, go support it. And if you go support it, maybe we could get a part 2 with a bigger budget. Maybe they could give us an actual 10-episode little series like Johnny Young Bosch was talking about over this weekend. He did say that the characters are not written off. We know that through another panel with Jason Fawn a few months ago that the sets are still up. If they do a good job, they could come back. And if they do a good job, they're going to have more of a budget. It's just the way it goes, man. But what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger fans, Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, The Arctic Operator, Thomas Franco, Tim Rage, Dig Wyron, Roderick Hare, Miguel Ortiz, The Voiceless One, Let's Talk Sports, Dead Echo X-Ray, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Jason Marazis, and Austin White. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power-up and a Gold Ranger power-up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans, join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger power-up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.